Pastor, it's been said every pastor needs a pastor. I agree, but allow me to expand on that truth. Every pastor needs to be encouraged. Your walk will sometimes feel lonely. Pressures of being a kingdom leader, balancing family and work for those that are bivocational. My desire is to be a voice of encouragement. So each Sunday, I will give a Sunday morning jolt, a word of encouragement, and equip you for the day and even the week. I will post at 3 a.m. Pacific, 5 a.m. Central, and 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you soon. It's time to activate your passion, potential, and purpose. I'm Dr. Sean M. Nicholson. Pastors, can we talk? Here's my Sunday morning jolt. The art of staying grounded as you begin managing multiple aspects of a church, from nurturing its congregation to remaining relevant and visible in your communities. Learning to navigate these tasks and relationships will prove easier if you stay in touch with why you've chosen this path to begin with, to be a shepherd of the Lord. Hold on to that, and you can handle any situation or challenge that comes your way. Did you know that anxiety creates paralysis? If you don't learn to take control of these worries, your worries will take control of you. And even though they don't feel like it's a big deal, your worries can eventually grind your church growth to a halt. As we tend to forget, it's often the little foxes that spoil the vines. I am Dr. Sean M. Nicholson, and it's time to activate your passion, potential, and purpose. Pastors, can we talk? Here's my Sunday morning jolt. On top of all of your other expectations, you're basically writing a thesis a week. As soon as you finish preaching on Sunday morning, you start looking at the next mountain that you have to climb. The thing is that makes it even more difficult is knowing that there is no way to preach a powerful, significant, insightful message without ruffling a few feathers. There's always someone that's going to have a problem with what's been said. This means that not only is next Sunday keeping you awake, but last Sunday possibly is as well. So relationships are the key. The better the relationship you build with your members, the more leeway you have to say those hard things. A wise pastor is always and constantly pouring energy into relationship building. I'm Dr. Sean M. Nicholson, and it's time to activate your passion, potential, and purpose. Pastors, can we talk? Here's my Sunday morning jolt. On top of preaching, counseling, and leading ministry teams, you are running a nonprofit. When the church budget grows, so do the demands. Because the budget is always being stretched, there is always a need for more funds. It isn't easy knowing that church members are often so resistant to any discussions about giving. When you do address generosity, it's easy for churchgoers to assume that somehow the staff benefits personally by any increase in charitable giving. Transition your church to reoccurring giving. This can help you deal with a lot of church finance worries. Once people are signed up to automatically give, you are no longer fighting to keep a stable baseline. Now you are free to focus and teach more to those who give infrequently or not at all. I'm Dr. Sean M. Nicholson. It's time to activate your passion, your potential, and purpose. Pastors, can we talk? It's my Sunday morning jolt. Sometimes people gravitate to ministry because they like the idea of being put on a pedestal. That is until they find themselves on one. It can be a big surprise as a pastor to discover the expectations that people place on you. People are closely watching what you say, what you do, and what you find funny. But pastors generally don't realize it until someone is disappointed and leaves. On some level, people should expect more out of you, but that doesn't make it any easier. This is a struggle that most pastors deal with, but it doesn't need to consume you. Consider this. Jesus was perfect, and people still had problems with his choices. There's no way imperfect ministers are going to avoid disappointing others. Once you accept that this is an unavoidable part of the job, it will be a lot less surprising and difficult. I'm Dr. Sean M. Nicholson, and it's time to activate your passion, potential, and purpose. Pastors, can we talk? Here's my Sunday morning jolt. What can you do when there's so much need and everything needs to get done, and all of it is priority? The mix of pressing personal and professional tasks and family needs will definitely keep you pacing the floor. What can make it seem even more difficult is that working on these duties inevitably creates new needs. And if that's not enough, you're always waiting for that incoming tragedy or event that's going to require that you drop all other plates you got spinning in the air. Leaders are only as good as their teams. It's the same for you. When you learn to prioritize creating more leaders that can share the weight of responsibility, you are setting yourself up for success. So learn to slow down and regroup, pause. Then you'll be able to do more. If a lumberjack doesn't stop occasionally to make sure his axe is sharp, he'll end up being half as effective, even if he's doing twice as much as the work. I'm Dr. Sean M. Nicholson, and it's time to activate your passion, your potential, and your purpose. Pastors, can we talk? Here's my Sunday morning jolt. When you're a pastor in a church, relationships can get tricky. After all, the church is your community too. But politics can make that difficult. When you do get close to someone in the church, it can look like favoritism or preference. It can make you feel very lonely. On the other side, there are needy people who, if given a chance, will suck up all your bandwidth. And even though you may know you need to put up boundaries around the relationship, you'll feel incredibly guilty doing that. There's simply no way around it. You need to develop friendships outside your congregation, especially with other pastors. The sooner you build close relationships with your peers that understand you and your struggles, the sooner you can get some advice and realize that you're not alone. I'm Dr. Sean M. Nicholson. It's time to activate your passion, potential, and purpose.